Oh, hello. Good evening. There had been some technical glitches, so it was getting a little difficult for anyone to join, but everything is sorted now. Okay, so how are you all? We missed around 15 minutes of our class. I just hope it doesn't hinder our learning. Yes? So, okay, before I start, let me just plug in to my charger. Okay, I totally forgot about that. Yes, so we are all set. Okay, and yes, so welcome all of you to the 8th session of our SUVY Classes all-in-one program with me, Sumita Arya. Yes, so I hope you all are enjoying your classes and having fun as usual. My same question. I really want to make sure that you all are enjoying what you are learning, okay? That is very important because when you are forcing yourself to learn, that is when this doesn't take in, okay? But when you are loving it and you are doing it with your full heart, you learn it quick, okay? So that's our motto and that's the point of learning, to keep it with you. You don't have to be learning it only for your exams, you have to keep it for further, right? So, okay, since we've lost a lot of time, let's not waste more with small talks, but these are important value educations. So, why don't we just start today's class and I will start presenting my screen. And yes, so this is today's session and we are going to do tenses today. Okay, like the last class we are going to do a little bit of grammar and we are going to do a little bit of writing too. So today for grammar we are going to do about tenses. So we all know there are three types of tenses. It's present, past and future. Yes, past, present, future. So what, why do we need tense? Okay, so tense is the form of a verb. Okay, tense is used in a verb to tell you about the time of action. Sorry, okay, or when it was completed, or how much it was completed, or during what period it was completed. Not exactly the exact period, but is it still happening now, or was it done before? Okay, or it started before, or it is ending now, or is it still going? This thing is expressed using tenses. Okay, so tenses is not just about past, present and future, it is also telling you about an action that, if whether it is completed or it is still happening, or it will start, or it must have started and it will go on in your future as well. Okay, so before we jump into that, we will just quickly give examples for past, present, and future so that we are thorough with the basics first. Okay, so for past, present, and future, let's give each tense an example. So if I say for present, I talk, or I play, or I sleep. Okay, so present is something that you are telling about what is happening now, right now. or in general, it happens. Yes. So I sleep is the present tense. Now, when we take it to the past, when you're talking about something that was done before and not now, so you say, I slept. So the past tense of sleep here, the verb sleep here is slept. So the same way, when you're talking about the same verb that you will be doing it in the future, so that happens when that you have to tell, you use I will sleep. Yes. So do you understand how the tense changes in present, past, and future? Okay. So that's simple, that we all know. We must be using it in our daily lives as common. We must be using all the other types also, but we are not really very sure about it because we haven't thought much about it. Okay, this is how this comes under this tense. Okay, so there are different types of tense for present, past, and future. So we will learn a little bit more about them today in the class, and we will try and understand all those. Okay, so yes. So there are actually, I will show you, there are four types of tenses in the present tense. This is the present tense. So there is the simple present tense, then present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. Okay, so these are the four tenses. So before we jump into all, first we will do it one by one, okay? So that we don't confuse ourselves. So the first one is simple present tense. So in simple present tense, we are what happens in a simple present tense is we are not specifying if the action is completed or not. It is happening now. Okay, we know it happens. It is happening, but we are not specifying if it started now or it is completed or not, or if it's not at the present later or nothing like that. It's just telling that this happens. Okay, we are not telling if started it before or it is completed or anything as such. So for these, I can give you examples. Okay, before I give you examples, I will tell you when do we use simple present tense. Okay, so second. Yes. So simple present tense are generally used to express facts. When you have to say that the earth is round, so you use simple present tense. So you don't mention or specify if something has finished or anything, because you don't have to do that. So you're generally telling the fact. The sun rises in the east. So this is something, a fact that happens every day and is happening. Okay, but we are not using happening comes, it is continuous. So that is not the case. This is something that we are saying the fact. Okay, so when we are using the fact, we use simple present tense. The same happens when we are telling about a habit. Okay, my uncle drinks tea. Okay, so he has the habit of drinking tea whenever, wherever, that doesn't matter. We are just telling about some habit or a custom that is followed every time. So that for that we use the same simple present tense. Okay, so or something which is planned. Okay, like have we leave for Delhi tomorrow. So this is something that is planned for the near future. Okay, and we are expressing it. So we use simple present tense. Next, so yes, so this is about simple present tense. Next, what we are going to do is present continuous tense. So in present continuous tense, it is about something that is continuous. It is still happening. Okay, it is happening now. it is not stopped yet. Okay, so it's still happening. Like I am talking, I am still talking, I haven't stopped. So this is happening in the present and it's still happening now. But we don't know when it started or anything. We are not mentioning that. It is just about the present continuous. It's continuous. For example, I am going to school. When you're going to school, you say, I am going to school. Or the baby is sleeping. So all these come under present continuous tense. Okay. Now, the next is present perfect tense. So, when you have a present perfect tense, you are telling that the thing happened in the past, but it still has an effect now. Okay, so something that happened in the past and still has an effect now. For example, um, my brother has gone out. Okay, this happened before, but it is still there. It is still happening, or it is still the same. He has gone out. He hasn't come back yet, so it's still out. He is still out. So that's why we use present perfect tense. Or I haven't finished my work. Okay, it is something you were supposed to finish. It was supposed to be a past thing, but you are still doing it. So you haven't finished it. So that comes under the present perfect tense. So what did I say? Something that happened in the past but still has an effect in the present, even now. So that comes under present perfect tense. So next what we learn is present perfect continuous tense. So in this, we are telling that the action that started in the past is still happening even now. So in present perfect tense, that thing had happened, okay, but it has an effect. It's not still happening, okay. He had gone out, or he has gone out. So it happened in the past, but it was not, he was still not going out. Okay, he has gone out, it's happened. Now for present perfect tense, sorry, perfect continuous tense, the action has been started in the past, okay, and it is still continuing. So he or my mother, no, my cousin has been suffering from fever since last Monday. So last Monday was the time when the fever started and it is still there. Okay, he or she is still suffering from fever. So I have been playing football for an hour. So I have been continuously playing since an hour. It started in the past, it's still happening. So this is when we use present perfect continuous tense. So now before we jump to the past tense, I really want you to see how we write. I will give you just one example. Just concentrate on the present part. This is the present tense, this is past tense, and this is future. Please don't look at this now because you will get confused. Just concentrate on this part, on the present tense. So, as I said, in simple present tense, you do not specify if the action is completed or it was started before. You just say it is happening. It just happens, okay? Like a fact or a thing or a habit. So, for simple present tense, if I use the verb speak, I say I speak. So you don't know if you are talking about something I speak every day, or I was speaking, or anything at all. When it started, or if it's completed, that if I finished speaking, I speak. It's just as simple as that. Okay. So now, when it comes to present continuous tense, it says I am speaking. Okay. So the verb, the action is actually continuous. It's still happening. So that is when we use present continuous tense. Now, when do we use present perfect tense? I have told you that the action had happened in the past, but it still has an effect. Okay? So now I have spoken. So you have spoken about something. Okay. So for example, if I'm telling you with the same, I have spoken about global warming to the whole class, and so the whole class has listened to you. It still has an effect. So that's why it is the present perfect tense. So how do you know if it's the present perfect? It has a have. Have is the present form of it. When you're using had, it becomes past. So have is the present and spoken. So something that had happened in the past, okay? But it still has an effect in the present. So this happens, we say this is the present perfect tense. So when does it become a continuous thing? Have been speaking. Okay, so when you have the have been, this becomes the present perfect, and speaking becomes continuous. Okay, so I think this table will give you a little more clearer picture of how the tenses are differentiated. Okay, so for simple present tense, it becomes I speak. For present continuous tense, it becomes I am speaking. And for present perfect tense, it becomes I have spoken. And for present perfect continuous tense, I have been speaking. Okay, so so why don't we next? I hope everyone's got understood about all the four. So let me just start with the past part. Why? Okay, so let's just continue. We are next going to the simple past tense. Okay, so again, for the simple past tense, yes. So for simple past tense, it again says that the action had happened in the past. That's it. We are not specifying if it started then and it finished just before, just near to the present, or anything as such. We are just saying that it happened in the past. Okay, so this is when um one second. Okay, so this happens when you are not referring to what you are referring to the time that you are specifying it. Like if I am telling you that I had gone to Mumbai last year. Okay, so this, or I went to Mumbai last year. So I am not telling you in reference to the time I'm talking now, okay? Just before or anything, any reference to the present or to the speaking. So that is when you use the past tense, because you are not specifying if it had happened just before anything, or if it's still continued or anything as such. Um, Okay, so past tense is used in many cases, like to express a habitual action in the past. So we played kabaddi in the childhood. So when we were young, we used to play kabaddi. That's it. So it is like a habit that used to happen in the past. So for this we use simple past tense. And for another thing that we use is to talk about historical events. Okay, so a war happened in Panipat. Okay, so you are just telling that this thing had happened. Okay, now I am using a different tense, had happened. Okay, so simple past tense just tells us that some action was had happened during that time. Yes, so that is very clear. What is a simple past tense? Next, what we are going to do is past continuous tense. That is also very direct to what it says. It's about something that was continuous in the past. Okay, it was happening for a long time, or you are telling during that or the period, okay, when it was continuous. Or I was reading a novel when I did not sleep, or that's why I did not sleep. Okay, so sorry for the glitch in the between. Glitch in between, yes. So past continuous tense is something that you are talking about an action that was continuous in the past. For example, she was asking me for help. Okay, so this asking is what specifies that it was continuous, and was, as we know, is the past tense of is. Yes, so next is the past perfect tense. So, past perfect tense helps us to distinguish between actions that have taken place in the near past and the ones took that took place in the distant past. Okay, so this helps us to distinguish something that just happened, okay, in the past, and something that happened very late or a lot of time ago. Like the match had started before we reached the stadium. So we reached the stadium and the match had already started. So that past is much more further than this. So then we use the past perfect tense to specify that something had already or it was just even past. Okay? If you take that, the first past tense as present, so something had happened even before that. So then you use the past perfect tense. So I know it is a little bit confusing when you start using these, you are going to get a hang of it. Okay. So now to clarify all these, I will use that same table so you will know the difference of how to use it. So again, I really want you to only look at the box or the table with the past tense, not any other, so that we don't confuse. So now for simple past tense, as I said, it is just talking about an action that happened in the past. So it is I spoke. That's it. Okay? I did I start that before that, during that time, or did I end later? Nothing. It's not specifying anything. It's just telling me that I had done. Okay. Now, for past continuous tense, it is telling me that action was continuous in the past. So, I was speaking. I was speaking when you interrupted me. So, everything happened in the past, but that action was continuous during that time. Okay. So, that's it. Now, I had spoken. Okay, I had spoken is had is specifying the past perfect with spoken being. Okay, spoken is the perfect and had gives us the idea of past. So now, just for understanding, look at the present perfect tense and past perfect tense. So in present perfect tense, we have I have spoken. So because of the have, we know it's present, and here because of had, we know it's past. So spoken remains the same. Okay. So something that had happened in the past. Okay. this thing and this thing. So I spoke, just happened. So something that was before, or if I could say, I had spoken before he spoke. So he spoke the near past, okay? But I had spoken even before that. So this tells us that this happened even before this, okay? I think and I hope you are getting the idea of it. Okay? So next. So shall we? Don't worry, we will also try to use these in words. I will give you chance to think of your own too. So then you will get more clues. Okay? Okay. Okay. So now again, so next is the future tense. So future tense is in the future. Sorry, it's future, simple future tense. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I will just change it here. It happened during that editing. Okay. So it has to be simple future tense. Okay, sorry about that. I do have a tab. I will use it accordingly. Okay, so in the simple future tense, we are again using the future tense to mention that the action will be happening in the future. We are not specifying if it will complete then or if it started even before or anything as such. We are just saying that the action will happen in the future. Like, I will come here tomorrow. So you are just mentioning that the action will be happening in the future. I am not telling you if that will happen before something or after something or if it will end or anything. Okay, so this is the simple future tense. So simple future tense are used to express actions that will happen in the in the future. Okay, it has about something which we cannot control. So like, it will be raining tomorrow. Okay, this is something we don't have a control on. So this thing, for such cases, we use the simple future tense, or to talk about what we think will happen in the future. Like, I think India will win the match. Okay, so for all these, we use the simple future tense. So next, what we are going to see is the future continuous tense. Same, the future continuous tense will also have the same thing as the action will be continuous in the future. While you are talking about that, it is continuous in the future. Like, I will be studying in the seventh class from April. Okay, or you could say, I will be studying in the sixth class from April. Okay, so you are in the sixth grade, you will be studying in the sixth grade from April. So something you will be continuously doing, that is mentioned using the future continuous tense, or an action that will be happening in the future. Okay, so all this happens with the future continuous tense. Next, what we have is the future perfect tense. So future perfect tense will specify that something that was completed, that will be completed in the future at a certain time. Okay, like, I would have completed my work by tomorrow, or I will have finished this project by Sunday. Yeah. So something that you would have done it in the future by a certain time is for that we use the future perfect tense. Deepak will have reached Delhi by now. Okay, so by almost by near now, he would have reached. So this is about the future that he would have reached that particular place at that point or at that certain time. So that is when we use the future perfect tense. Okay. So start. Now let's look at the future perfect continuous tense. So for the future perfect continuous tense, again, what we are doing is we are specifying that the action that will be happening in the future, that will begin in the future and may be continuous for some time. Okay, so that action is starting in the future and it's also continuous, it's not ending at that point as at a certain time. So we shall have been revising our courses since February. So we will start revising our courses from February, and we are not specifying the end of it. Okay, they will have been working in this office for 3 years. So 3 years, it's not the end, it's just starting of, I mean, the 3 years will be starting. I will have been completing um, my fifth grade in March. Yes? So this is when you are in February and you're talking about the future, you use the future perfect continuous tense. Okay? So again, let's see the table. So for the simple future tense, we say I will speak. So you are not mentioning if you have started earlier or you will end, when you will end. You are not specifying anything. Same ways for the future continuous tense, you are telling that you will be speaking. Okay, Diksha, did you do yesterday's work? Did you finish writing the letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you did that?
Yes,
The informal letter?
yes, ma'am.
Can you read the just the content, just the body of it? Hi Pranav, are you there? Pranav, can you switch on your camera, please?
I'll just call him.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yes, Diksha, you can start reading.
Diksha, 4th April 22, Uttarakhand subject asking a trip.
No, read just the body. I'm asking about the informal letter. Write a letter to your uncle.
I hope my letter finds you in good health. Dear uncle, I want to say you I am studying in class 6th B. I request to for going a picnic trip.
Work for extra facility.
Huh? Uncle, no. With uncle, you were supposed to tell about your vacation you had last week. That was for the principal, right? What you're reading is to arrange for a trip. You were asking to the principal. With the uncle, it was you're telling about expressing your feelings, how you had your vacation last week. Okay, so it's okay, fine. Okay, the start is fine. You are inquiring about how he is, but then you don't, you are telling about yourself also. So then you can start about how you had a, just imagine you went to a holiday or you went out somewhere last week. Okay, and then you are telling your uncle about how it was. Did you have fun? Where all did you go? Okay, you're getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Fine. Pranav, are you there? Can you? Oh, he's gone. Okay, fine. So, what do we do? We do a class for 10 minutes. Not even 10. We just have 9 more minutes. Okay, so I was actually taking tenses. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll do writing part 10 minutes. Okay. Today for writing part, we have message writing. Okay. Hello. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So message is when you are given, you are going out somewhere, or your dad's phone rings and you pick the call and your dad is out. Okay. So some friend of your dad says that this is the message. Can you please give this message to your dad? Okay. Yes. So
Yes, ma'am.
maybe even after that you are going somewhere, or you're going inside your room to study. So what do, you write down the message and you keep it in your dad's, on your dad's table, so that he reads the message. So this is about message writing. Okay, you have a message, you are giving a message that you got it from somewhere. Okay, understood? So this is the format of writing a message. Yes. So you write message on top. It has to be short, but it has to have all the details. So you're writing message, you're writing the day to specify that today is the message that you have written. Also the time. Then you write the name of the person you're writing the message to. Then you write all the details. That's this thing so and so called, or so and so met, I met with that person, I am going out, so I thought I will leave this message to you saying this thing is the message. And then you write your name, who's writing the message. So everything comes in the left. Okay. Yes, Diksha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Any example?
so did you
Ma'am,
understand? Yeah. Yeah.
ma'am, example.
Okay, yeah, that's what I gave an example. For example, I am calling you. Okay, you have a class at 5 o'clock. Okay, so I am ill. I'm calling you to tell that I am not well. I am sick. I need to go to the doctor. So I tried to call you, but your mom picked the call. You were out with your friends playing. I called you at in the morning. Okay, or you were in the school, you couldn't speak to me. So I told your mom that I won't be taking class at 5 o'clock today because I am sick, I am ill. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So what your mom has to tell you, right? that Diksha, today you don't have your class at 5 o'clock because ma'am is sick, ma'am has to go to the doctor. But what happens? Your mom is going to the market. Before you come back from school, your mom is going to the market. So she won't meet you. Correct? So what she does is she takes a paper, she writes the date, time, dear Diksha or dear my child, your mom had called, I'm sorry, your ma'am had called. Yeah, she is not well. She is going to the doctor, so she won't be able to take class today at 5 o'clock. So you will have your class tomorrow. Okay? And she will write your name. And keep this note or this message on your table. So when you come back from school and you see, you can read and you will know that you don't have class today. Correct? Hello?
Yes.
You understood?
Yes, ma'am.
It's just like now because we have mobiles, we send text messages, right? Or WhatsApp messages. Okay. Okay. So you don't have a mobile in school, correct? Do you have a mobile? Do you take your mobile to school?
No, ma'am.
No, no, right. You can't use your mobile in school. So how will your mom inform you? She will write a message in a paper and keep it where you will see. Okay? So understood? So this is the format for a message. You have to write the date, time, to whom you are writing. Okay? Diksha. You will write the name to whom you are writing. If your mom is writing to you, she will write Diksha. Then she will give you all the details. This is a conversation. Okay? Between two people. Can you read that for me?
Yes, ma'am. Read the following telephone conversation conversation
Conversation.
between Nitin Gupta and a caller from a hospital. The caller wants to talk to Brid Mohan, but he is at present not in the office. He will be back only at 4 p.m. and Nitin will leave office before that. Thinking yourself as Nitin and using the telephone cover conversation
Conversation. Yes.
as the subject, write a message for Brit Mohan, not more than 50 words.
Okay. So you understood the question? There's someone calling from the
Yes, ma'am.
hospital and they want to talk to Bridge Mohan, but he's not in the office. Nitin Gupta takes the call and he leaves the office before Bridge Mohan comes back. Okay, so he has to leave a message to Bridge Mohan. So now first you have to read what is the conversation. What are they talking? What did the caller from the hospital say?
Caller
Okay,
is
I will.
in
Yeah,
caller.
yes.
Caller is 85942 361. Nitin, yes. Caller, may I speak to Bridge Mohan? I have to talk to him urgently. Nitin, he is not here at present. He has gone out and will come at 4 p.m. Nitin, yes, of course, of course.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, yes, continue. I think there was sudden double Nitin. Yes, Nitin. Yes, of course.
But I am also going out on an important work. However, you need not worry. I shall leave his I shall leave this message on the table. What's it, caller? All right, kindly tell him that his mother has met with an
Met.
accident
Yes.
and she is at present in the civil hospital.
Civil.
She has civil
Civil hospital. Yeah.
hospital. She has broken her thumb, which is the plaster. She otherwise is all right. Please tell Brit Mohan to reach the ci- civil
Civil. Yeah.
hospital
Along.
hospital along with his wife Nitin. Oh, I am so sorry to hear it. Please don't worry. I shall leave the message for him. Caller, thank you very much.
Okay. So you understood? This is some important message that the caller gave. Okay. His mother got met with an accident. She's in the hospital, but there is nothing to worry. She has a plaster on her thumb. Okay. She's fine now, but she had an accident. So that needs to be informed. Okay. So again, how will you start? You write message. Okay. Then you write the date, today's date, and the time, what time you're writing the message. Then you write Bridge Mohan. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then you say, I'm so sorry to inform you that your mother is in hospital, but there is nothing to worry because you don't want to scare that person. Okay. You don't want to say, "Oh, your mother is in hospital, go run." No, you don't want to scare that person in the message. So you say, I am sorry to inform you that your mother is in hospital, but there is nothing to worry. She has a fracture in her thumb and it is plastered now. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
From this itself, you can use. She is in the civil hospital. Okay? So you are asked to reach the civil hospital along with your wife. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So then you write Nitin. Nitin Gupta at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how you write a message. I am not making you write now because it's already 5 minutes extra. I have another class. Okay. Since you join in late, we are not able to do today's class properly. Okay. But I can't extend this also because I have another class. Fine. Okay, if
Okay,
you are
ma'am.
able to write, write this and show me to the next in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Bye. Join the right time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.